already know this is Pun, Drunk, Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moo Shot himself, a.k.a. La Bobo, a.k.a. La Sazón, a.k.a. El Borracho, dímelo mi gente, que lo que? Y'all already know, November 20th, you got Shawn Porter, the Bulldog, the two-time welterweight champion of the world, versus Bud Crawford, 3-division world champion, 140 undisputed, and the guy that's considered pound for pound, 1, 2, 3, you can flip it around. Yo, it's an intriguing matchup. But with all the credit and all the praise that Bud Crawford does get, if he loses to Shawn Porter, was it all hype? Was it all hype for the last several years? Y'all already know he managed to leave the 140-pound division, became king in 140, walked into the welterweight division, but yet has fought anybody, a legit elite welterweight. Now, you've seen throughout the years Shawn Porter, Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, downplaying Bud Crawford. Devaluing whatever people have, his status in the welterweight division. They don't consider him as a top 1, top 2, top 3 in several years. Because he only faced the likes of Kell Brook, who's washed up, the likes of Jose Benavidez, the likes of Jeff Horn, the likes of Amir Khan, the likes of the Mean Machine, who Virgil Ortiz just whooped his ass. Now, is it Bud Crawford's fault? Of course, a lot of people was talking about, Bud Crawford, if you want the welterweight division, if you want the elite, you got to go and sign with PBC like Manny Pacquiao did. Well, that's business decision, Business decisions speak louder than words sometimes. Maybe it's. Why? Why Bud Crawford? Why you signed the extension? Why? Anyway, look where we at today. So it doesn't matter at this point. You got Shawn Porter, a guy that's highly respected, a guy that I consider humbles the welterweight division. If you thought somebody was head and shoulders above anybody in the welterweight division, you fight Shawn Porter's going to humble you out. You know what I'm saying? Shawn Porter got probably the best pressure in the game of boxing of this generation. Shawn Porter probably got arguably the best resume in the sport of boxing. I'm going to tell you like this. Shawn Porter's going to test you. You better come in your A game, not A minus, not B plus. You better come in your A game, A plus, to fight Shawn Porter. Now, Shawn Porter have gotten defeated by the other top dogs in the welterweight division. He hasn't, overcame those elites like Keith Thurman, Earl Spence, Kell Brook when he was in his prime. But what does that say? The only thing that's wrong with Terence Crawford, and we've been talking about this throughout the year, his resume. And I don't want to devalue anybody, but compared to Shawn Porter's resume, Shawn Porter got a prestige resume. Shawn Porter have seen every style. Like I said, in the welterweight division, he's faced the big and strong southpaw in Earl Spence. He has faced the mobile and most powerful puncher, arguably, in the welterweight division in Keith Thurman. He has faced the likes of Dennis Ugas, who beat Manny Pacquiao, 8-division world champion, 5 lineal, 12-time world champion, the best karaoke singer of them all, the senator, the ambassador, the humanitarian. The gods, he beat Manny Pacquiao, Dennis Ugas. He lost to Shawn Porter, in which people out there feel like he also probably was a draw, or maybe Shawn Porter lost that fight. He has beaten the likes of Dennis Garcia. He has fought the likes of Andre Berto, Paulie Malignaggi. He has fought Devin Alexander. That's when he became IBF, when Devin Alexander was a true problem. So he's faced a lot of dudes. He's seen and faced a lot of looks. Now, with all the props again that Bud Crawford gets, if he loses to Shawn Porter, then was it all hype? Was it that Bud Crawford just looked it good and looked the elite because of the level of his competition? If he stops Shawn Porter, is he a legit pound for pound number 1? Is he that guy that everybody been talking about? No, it's not Canelo. It's Bud. Floyd, no, it's Bud. No, Andre Ward, no, it's Bud. Now, these are pugilists of the game that know the science of the game as well. And y'all already know Bud Crawford got probably one of the best bag in the sport of boxing. He got the best tools. He got the heaviest bag in the sport of boxing, you could say, arguably. But against who? And against what type of elite fighters? Because a great fighter with the type of fighters that he has faced, it's gonna look good. It's gonna look great. Shawn Porter, yeah, he loses, but he looks good too, compared to the level of competition that he's facing. We all know that Bud Crawford is good in adjusting. We all know that Bud Crawford has the IQ. We all know that Bud Crawford is very technical. We know that Bud Crawford is awkward and very unpredictable, and that's what makes him great. But if he loses to Shawn Porter, was he really that great? Or are we going to give credit that this generation of welterweights, and like a guy like Shawn Porter, maybe you didn't give that much respect to Shawn Porter. And maybe you will see that there's levels to this game. And if Shawn Porter probably belongs to the guys like Keith Thurman, Earl Spence, and maybe you would give them credit as being, oh, wow, they was really that good. This fight, nobody should be devalued or discredited. This is the top of the line in the welterweight division right here. And Shawn Porter, he's the test. If you can get through Shawn Porter, damn it, you certified elite in the welterweight division. Could Bud Crawford do it? If he doesn't, it's going to take a hit. And for all these years, people going to be like, man, I told you so. He wasn't all that. Yeah, he looked great, yeah. But against who? I think that Bud Crawford got more pressure than Shawn Porter in this fight. Now, of course, Shawn Porter has gotten chances to become a champion or to accomplish more. He's gotten all the chances. And he's willing to fight anybody, anytime, any place. And he's serious about his game. These two men are gym rats. They're going to give it their all. And I said it one time, maybe Shawn Porter, because of the people that he has faced, probably is more prepared to face a Bud Crawford than a Bud Crawford is more prepared to face a Shawn Porter. Because I know for sure Shawn Porter ain't never, ever seen a pressure like what's coming November 20th. Pause. I could think that Shawn Porter has faced guys like Bud Crawford. Now, if Bud Crawford stops Shawn Porter, something I can't even imagine. I can't imagine. I'm going to be honest, ladies and gentlemen. I can't imagine Bud Crawford stopping Shawn Porter. I cannot. It cannot. And if he does, woo, then that's going to tamper with my #1 pick in the pound-for-pound list. It's going to tamper with it. Because I don't think a guy to stop Shawn Porter, look, you could defeat Shawn Porter. But to stop Shawn Porter, Lord have mercy, damn, you are great. Great, I say. If Shawn Porter beats Bud Crawford, I'm going to tell you like this is one great welterweight. To be honest, I don't believe that anybody is head and shoulders above anybody. I'm talking about the elites. I think if you mix in matches, they could all fight each other and they could all win any given Saturday. Right? I think if there's a rematch with Shawn Porter and Errol Spence, I believe that Shawn Porter could beat Errol Spence, and I believe that Shawn Porter could beat Keith Thurman. And vice versa, I think they could beat him again. I think that Bud Crawford could fight Keith Thurman. I think Keith Thurman could beat Bud Crawford, and I think that Bud Crawford could beat Keith Thurman. And if Bud Crawford fights Errol Spence, I think that Errol Spence could beat Bud Crawford. I think Bud Crawford could beat Errol Spence. And Ugas, who has beaten Bud Crawford in the amateurs, I think he has he got a good shot. I think in the rematch, probably, I love this welterweight division. A lot of people discredit this welterweight division, but I'm gonna tell you like this: stop looking at the past, ladies and gentlemen, because right now we living in the golden era in the welterweight division as well. Yeah, you might not like it. You might not like it. What about Wilfred Benitez? What about Roberto Duran? What about all these guys? Sugar Ray Leonard, Hearn. We living in one of the best welterweight division era. We are. And they've been fighting each other. The question is, has Bud Crawford been fighting? Don't say that these guys haven't fought each other. No. But Crawford is now entering the elites. Let's see what happens. Is it all hype? He's the real deal. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, get my updated videos. I love y'all. God bless, and on to the next.